Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and our non-conforming friends, welcome back after a 3-month hiatus to Vampire. Not that we haven't been playing, I just haven't streamed. I'm sorry. So we're gonna have an extra long recap to catch people up because 3 months is a long time, especially in a world of darkness.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, rather than put the onus of catching everybody up completely on any one player, we're going to do this kind of as a round robin, and I'll start. I'm your storyteller, JDVST. This is my merry band of misfits. Our streaming host, Frankie, playing Merrick the Bruja. Josh, with the blue screen of whatever, playing, well, Josh, you know what? Why don't you introduce your character? Because it's not who you were when last we streamed this game. Bad things
Yeah,
happen, folks. Sorry.
yes, Merrick finally got sick of Caleb's shit and killed him stone fucking dead. And now, you may remember the background character, Kurt, aka Jason, the Malkavian whose delusion is that he is, in fact, Kurt Cobain. Now being portrayed by me.
And
This has
then
been a
our
really
good
good
friend Nick,
chronicle. I wish
still
I would have
hanging in
kept
with
up with
us,
streaming it, but man.
uh,
Ew.
playing Detective Ron Green of the Denver PD.
What did
It
you
has
want?
been a long, strange trip, but we'll try to sum it up quickly. When last we left our intrepid heroes, or in this case, blood-sucking fiends, the players are wrapped up in a turf war between two sects of rival vampires. The Camarilla, which represents the forces of blend in and go along rather than face extinction at the hands of mortals, and the Sabbat, devoted to being the best vampires that they can possibly be. And, the heck with the mortals. What are they gonna do? Kill us? Ah! Anyway, the city of Denver is under siege, and when last we played, on stream at least, our heroes had been given a lead, and they thought they were going to have a chance to take down the leadership of the Sabbat invasion. They were looking for the mysterious Bishop Fuentes, who had led Sabbat forces from Albuquerque up to Denver in hopes of striking deep into Camarilla-held territory. The siege has continued on. The players were unable to find Bishop Fuentes that night. Merrick, however, did find a unique opportunity, though not one that was entirely new to him. Frankie, would you like to tell about your journey from that?
Well, I thought I was having a snack on a La Sombra, but it turns out it was a Samichi. So, um, there were some effects. I had a guy living in my head for a while. I do have a really cool vicissitude discipline now, but yeah, don't know that it was worth it with what I went through. This
Maybe
guy
it's not
living in my
Aw.
head.
Aw.
And I had to go to Karina uh, to get some assistance. Now I have no idea what happened or why. It's been fine since then. Um, but mostly because I was unconscious. And yeah,
You spent
I
7
made
days staked
generation.
on the table.
Yeah, I was staked. Details. And
Yeah,
they did their
and
crazy
the Tremere
Tremere.
Elder of Denver held him effectively prisoner in her laboratory for a week. That he doesn't remember anything that happened. I'm sure nothing terrible could have possibly happened in that length of time.
Nope.
Ding!
Um, And then afterwards, I had to kill my best friend Caleb, which affected me pretty deeply. Caleb or Josh is acting like it was easy. It wasn't easy. Merrick kind of went into like an emo phase and started busking and stuff. And you know what? He was just thinking that maybe he can turn this shit around, and the Sabbat just had to fucking show up tonight of all nights.
But let's go back for a minute. Because you had to kill Caleb, yes, but you skipped over an important step. Nick, this revolves around Ron.
Oh, I wasn't here for
What
those
happened?
sessions.
That's true. What happened in Ron's life that led to Caleb's downfall? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, so Ron's nephew Sean was kidnapped. He was
Nick?
seen leaving school.
He's
Yes,
talking.
can you hear me?
Oh,
We can hear him, JD. You can't. Go on, Ron.
weird.
Okay, I'll continue while you figure
Um,
things out, JD. So, as I was saying, Ron's nephew Sean was
okay,
kidnapped
that's
from
gonna
school in the
be.
sense that he was taken from school by his uh, what was supposed to be his father,
Drop
but
and come
what
back,
turned out
JD.
not to
He's
be at
talking.
all.
Yeah.
And that was what initially led to Caleb's
There he is.
downfall as he and Ron investigated the situation. Um, they encountered something that was far too powerful for them to overcome, and Caleb indeed did succumb to the effects of the creature. Ron was barely able to escape, taking days to recover, if not weeks.
Maybe
Yep.
let's be a little more specific.
Well, go ahead. Be specific.
Yeah, if you could, because I'm a little bit hazy on the specifics of like what was used to,
Um,
because Caleb was himself turned into something, but maybe Josh, you could elaborate on that a little more. That would be helpful for me.
so, in the process of investigating the kidnapping of his nephew, we discovered it was the Lupines who had abducted him. And for anyone familiar with the game Werewolf the Apocalypse, you've probably worked out why.
Ah, there we
Ron's
go.
nephew is a lupine. So, um, Ron approaches Caleb and Merrick's old landlady. Actually, last time we met, they may have still been living with that landlady. I believe it was after Merrick's second diablerie that she told us, hey, can't be living here no more.
Yeah, think
Yep.
so.
Yeah, so Merrick and Caleb got kicked out. But it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, real low on the issues. Anyway, they agree to help Ron smooth some stuff over with his sister if Ron can go retrieve a silver blade from a lockup. Again, for anyone familiar with Werewolf the Apocalypse, it was a clave. They were retrieving a clave. Um we get to the lockup. They also explicitly tell Caleb that he's not to fucking lay hands on it. So naturally, Caleb wants to get his grippers all over it. Caleb dominates Ron on the way to the police station to not notice when Caleb disappears for 15 minutes. So he can get his hands on it. Because Caleb was a bastard man.
What?
During the
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
most of the time. During the invasion of the police station, they discover that a walking corpse, apparently, is also loose in the police station. The police had thought they killed a black spiral dancer. They had not, in fact, killed, which is a type of evil werewolf. Caleb and Ron, in the process of trying to retrieve the clave, get hit with what's called a Bane fire attack. Extra evil fire.
Mm.
Ron just takes 5 aggravated damage. Caleb botches the fortitude roll and becomes a Fomori. Basically gets possessed by a
An
spirit that,
evil spirit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, evil spirit. Then Caleb is just causing trouble left, right, and center because he's now evil-er and working for a different team.
Or
He was a Tremere. He was
yeah,
never
I mean,
good.
Well, I mean, good, bad. He's the guy with thaumaturgy. We need him.
right?
Yeah, seriously, we are gonna miss that ag damage on those hatchets. Eve-
Yeah.
eventually they corner Caleb in one of his safe houses after a few sessions of playing hide and seek. Um, we also do just ever so slightly discover that he's killed and resurrected 19 people. Well, turned into zombies. So, fun session. Frankie, well, Merrick just barely manages to take down Caleb. And I think I'll pass it back for what happens next, because I think what happens next is, well, feels like a Merrick department.
Are you passing it back to me?
Yeah,
Yep.
On what happened here at the Red Note? Sorry, I was replying in chat.
Well,
yeah,
basically, just to get back to where you had left
Uh,
off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So came back. We were told that there were some holy rollers in town, some big names, super powerful,
yeah.
getting guns, and we needed to lay low. And I was fully intended on laying low. But then the Sabbat walked in and started wanting to call a ceasefire. And I don't think they have any grounds to call a ceasefire. They could just leave. They could go back to Albuquerque. They don't have to be here. If they're that scared, just leave. Just fucking go. Bye.
Okay, so
Just like that, huh?
Well, obviously they decided no, so now we've got tables flipped. I threw
Right.
one against the bar as hard as I could, and the fire alarm's been pulled. So
yeah. And it
there's
helps that you are.
another go. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Josh. What's your thought?
There's another real important detail for tonight's session. In the time since last we left, a new character has joined the cast. An enigmatic figure named Vic, aka the Drifter.
Ah, yes.
He's a representative of the Camarilla, and he's here to stop the constant blatant masquerade breaches.
AKA Merrick.
Well, I
Not
mean,
just
not
Merrick.
strictly Merrick. I mean, Merrick's
Like,
typically the point of the spear for most of them, but, heck, a couple of times it's been on the orders of the prince. The fact that the current prince of the city is an absolute monster. And then, of course,
Oh
there's the
yeah.
1,000-year-old Malkavian that's been, terrorizing the city for the last year or so.
How is he still alive?
Because he's a
because
slippery fish, that's why.
also because the rest of the werewolf pack is not strong enough to fight him. God damn it! I wish we'd tried though.
Oh, that was such a good session, wasn't it, Josh?
He
Yep,
taunted me, guys. He
Yep.
taunted me.
Good.
I did. It was good. Anyway, so getting back on track here. The current situation stands. We have gone through the first round of combat in the Red Note. Merrick has used his phenomenal supernatural speed to split up the delegation from the Sabbat. The uh, the rest of Merrick's brood is here in the bar as well. So Vince, Bear, uh, Bruce, and James are all here. Uh, Mike is unable to join us this evening. His character, Stewart, is here in character, uh, drifting around the outside of the conflict and contributing in what ways that a sneaky Nosferatu does. But we are at the top of the turn order, and we find ourselves wondering what this fellow is going to do. Because our dear friend Kurt successfully identified that one of the nice people at the bar is in fact a lupine in his human form.
Yeah.
The fire steward, last on the first turn of combat, saw fit to try to help prevent major masquerade breaches by pulling the fire alarm. Of course, the lights in the bar are not exactly at full strength anyway. We have music playing, people dancing. There's a lot of stuff going on in a crowded, nightclub kind of environment. So we're not exactly well lit to start with. But here we are at the beginning of the turn. And just when we think things are not quite complicated enough, they get worse. As the lupine sheds his human disguise and becomes a 9.5 foot tall, 450-pound muscle, fur, claw, and fang killing machine. But rather than leap into the fray, he steps away from the bar, throws back his head, and howls. The blood-curdling sound echoes through the club, penetrating the daze of confused clubgoers, the fighting vampires. For a single moment, everything in the place falls silent except his voice. And then, all of the lights go off. People begin screaming. There is true panic now as the mortals begin fleeing for the door. It's Vince's turn. Vince is upstage. He has been running monitors for the house band that's playing tonight. He begins moving off the stage, trying to come to his sire's aid. But it's dark, the place is crowded. He's a little confused about exactly what's going on. Upstairs on the balcony, Bear does not have this problem. He knows what's going on. He's just not sure quite what to do about it because, 200 humans in the room. So Bear is hanging back, moving across the balcony, looking for an ideal vantage point to do something. Kurt, it is your turn. What would you like to do to make this worse?
I'm going to be honest. Actually,
Yes, do be honest, please. I'd love to hear your idea.
see, here's the problem: is the smart thing to do is flee.
Oh, indubitably.
I would not blame any of you.
You know what? In that case, yeah, Kurt. You know what? Kurt didn't get to be 250 by sticking around where the lupines are. Bye.
Aloha. All right. Tell me, sir.
Don't forget,
What
there's
level
a fire exit back here.
Yep,
as
there is an
established
emergency
previously.
exit just back here. You can, in fact, reach it on your turn.
What was the
Um,
question?
what level of obfuscate does Kurt currently possess? Is it 3 or 4?
It is 4.
Ah, perfect. Would you like to employ it in order to make good your escape?
Yes, I would like to be undetectable to the horrifying 9 foot tall wolf monster.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and roll your charisma plus stealth? Your difficulty? Well, your difficulty is based on the willpower of the observing creature. So, given the number of observers, this is going to be a highly variable number. You
Yeah.
roll and I'll tell you who can see you.
Lots
A
of
9 and
people.
a 10. No, you have a 9 and a 10. You are good. Remember, ones do not subtract from successes. House rule.
No, I remember that. I just. Oh, right, yeah, I'm still at least. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
Kurt,
you have two successes against pretty much everybody in the room. There is literally nobody in this scene with a willpower of 9 or higher. You may do as you wish. You have turned invisible. That is basically your action for the turn, but you can move wherever you'd like. Do you
where's the
want
fire?
fire exit is here?
And is it a straight shot from the bar, or.
Yep,
Okay, in that case, yeah, I will be, The
out the door
alarm's
and hauling
already going
balls.
off.
Got it.
Yep,
Yeah, the fire alarm is already going off, so sounding, hitting the bar that sets the alarm off on this door. Heck, you're not even the first person to get to it.
hell yeah.
All right. So, regrettably, Josh, that does take you functionally out of combat. Are you sure you want to leave the scene?
Here's the thing, it is absolutely what Kurt would do. Doesn't have
Okay.
his gun, doesn't have his, you know,
Yeah.
isn't a combat character. Also, quite frankly, doesn't give enough of a fuck about Merrick to want to save his ass.
Also true. These are the problems with going into battle with untested allies. But I am going to leave you in the turn tracker, and once per turn, I am going to come back around to you to find out what you are doing now.
Fair enough.
But you are outside the bar. Detective Green, the the move is yours. What are we doing?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, there
Yep.
you are.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of Discord issues. It's dropping me every once in a while, so if I'm asking too often, just let me know. But okay,
If you want
perfect.
to turn your camera off, Nick, your audio seems to be solid, but your camera's giving me trouble.
All right, let me try that then, and we'll see if that helps. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because it's happened a couple times where the speech has gotten long and I've just missed a few words. All right.
Okay.
What Ron wants to do here is he's got 10 blood points left. I want to spend, I can spend 2 per turn, right?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. I want to spend 2 on strength. And Ron wants to try to grab Merrick and start dragging him back. I understand the lights are out, but he would at least know where the fire escape is. He's going to try to see if he could drag Merrick out. And I say this with, Nick fully respecting that Merrick's probably not going to want to go. And also realizing that Merrick's probably not going to give Ron the chance to look him in the eye to dominate him. So
Hmm.
he is going to try to physically drag Merrick back while he screams, Merrick, come on, we got to get out of here. This is not the time. Where are you two? And yeah,
Okay.
just try to. So I'll,
Mer-
I'll leave it up to whatever this goes down to, whether it's like, Frankie's choice or a dice roll or whatever. But that's
um,
basically what Ron's going to try to do.
I am going to put this on you to make a strength plus athletics roll to try to grab Merrick. But I am going to leave it up to Merrick as to whether or not he fights you about it.
Okay, perfect. So you said strength plus athletics. I think that's going to give me
Yep.
a total of 5. All right.
Remember, you did spend 2 to increase your strength, which I think
That
brings it
5
to
is
the 5.
including it.
Yeah,
That is Yeah.
yeah.
So let's see how it goes.
Ron's a smart guy, but he's not a super strong one.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, 2 success.
2
That's
successes.
something.
You are able to get your hands on Merrick and make a physical suggestion to him that we need to go.
And, Ron's pretty much from that point on backing up. Even if Merrick, resists and wants to stay,
Yep.
Ron is himself going to try to get out the fire exit.
Okay, following Kurt. Smart
Yeah.
move.
Even though he no longer
Even
can
if you
see
don't know
Kurt
that Kurt's
somehow.
gone,
Yeah, right. He's like, did he get out that quick? Holy shit, I didn't even see him go.
right? Honestly, he had 2 successes on Vanish from the Mind's Eye.
Yeah,
Uh,
I heard you guys
you're
said
not
if anybody's
you're
got
not
willpower 9, then nope.
yeah, you're not sure he was even here to start with.
Oh
All
shit.
right. So, over by the bar, our lead negotiator picks himself up and starts to step forward. Realizing that there is a lupine in his path, he decides to divert and go around. And, in fact, goes, well, towards the fire exit. Uh, he did not come here to fight, or especially to be eviscerated by a lupine. Meanwhile, Steward, being entirely closer to the lupine than he would prefer, does the only sensible thing available to him and follows Kurt's example as well. Uh, his efforts at Vanish from the Mind's Eye are likewise successful, with 1 success against difficulty 10, 4 successes against difficulty 8, and 5 against difficulty 7. So, who has a 7 willpower?
I do.
Um, I don't
Okay.
think I do.
Ron? Is yours a 6 or a 7? I don't recall.
Where is willpower at? Sorry, I know I have to ask. Oh, it's in the middle. I actually have
Yep.
5.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Not your
Poof, you
current
just
score,
went
your
down.
total, right?
Yeah,
My total is 5 and my current is 4.
yeah,
Oh.
Yep.
yeah.
A little less than I thought, I guess, but that's all right.
Eh,
Something to look
Ron's
forward
strong
to
suit is
improving.
his humanity, not his willpower.
True.
All right.
True.
But yeah, Stewart goes poof and moves with the crowd out the front door of the club. Okay. Goon number 2 is our friend marked in yellow. This is the guy that had a bottle broken over his face and who got kind of upset about it. Um, and unlike his boss, he is fixated on the subject of his ire. Merrick, that's you.
Which
He
one?
did the yellow one here close to you. So he demonstrated last turn that he has a little bit of celerity, and he employs it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Marizawiki,
Mhm.
thank you for the Prime subscription, man. For real. You didn't have to do that, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub.
Oh, heck yeah! Welcome aboard. And yes, run from the wolves, absolutely. Um, okay. So as I was saying,
Yeah.
the
The trouble is Merrick may not run from the wolves. That's the only trouble.
I know, right?
He's got confidence. He's taken one down before. Well, more than one, but what I'm trying to say.
But he also has a Sabat vampire right up his nose at the moment, so we'll see how he responds. But it's not Merrick's turn quite yet. This guy comes at you, Frankie. He goes to grab you by the jacket. I have 3 successes on a roll to grapple you.
I'm being tug of
So
ward.
you are being tug of war, yes. Um You may opt to defend. You did save a celerity action for the purposes of dodging or defending.
Yeah, my
If you,
potence already beats that, so
oh, I know.
yeah, I'll use the
So,
celerity action.
okay, so you easily break free of this cretin's efforts. So he goes then instead to slug you with his second action, but only has one success to do so. You can tank that and ignore it.
Yeah,
I'm going to roll 1 die for bashing damage. You take a minor bruise.
I marked it.
Okay. But that appears to be his load spent for the moment. The rest of the staff, the waitresses, the bartenders, the guys playing with the band on stage, have joined the general press of humanity. Something about the werewolf's cry has instilled genuine, heart-stopping terror in the masses. And your staff has grown accustomed to some fairly odd comings and goings and some, on occasion, outbreaks of violence. But they are not prepared for this. The entire staff of the bar is emptying out with the press of humanity.
I don't blame him.
No, not a bit. Merrick, crunch time, sir. Your move.
I'm going to spend 2 blood points on boosting strength to 5. Spend my
Okay.
last blood point on activating celerity. I'm going to throw this motherfucker at the werewolf. Like
I
right into
love
his
it.
mouth, like catch or trick
Oh.
kind of thing, you know?
Here, Fido. Here. Sit up. Good boy.
Have a steak.
With like Rod's arm around my neck, I just reach out with one hand because I don't.
Oh
That's
my
all I
gosh.
need, and I'm just gonna toss him to the werewolf.
Hell yeah.
So what do you need? Strength, athletics? What do you need?
You know, we're gonna call this a strength athletics roll, and you've got 4 automatic successes from potence going in your favor already. So, I mean, save the time. The guy goes hurtling towards the furball.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 successes. You throw him hard enough. You hear bones break when he strikes the werewolf, but you're not sure they were the werewolf.
Right. So
all right, so
and
that
Ron's
is
not
your
gonna have
first
to,
action.
and Ron's not gonna have to pull me very hard because the person I want is running towards the exit anyways.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
So I'm there because
Got it.
I still got like 90 feet of movement after that, so I don't care. I'm taking
Oh, yeah, you-
two hatchet swings.
Hmm.
This guy's not going
Dex
nowhere.
melee. Oh, sure he is. He's going to the morgue. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on the attack roll.
Yep.
Bernadette and Nikki do strength plus 1 damage with each strike. Your strength is currently a 5, 6, and 3 for the extra successes is 9, plus your potence of 4 is 13, minus his lethal soak of 5? Yeah. So roll 8 dice for damage for us.
Oh,
1, 2,
fuck.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, he almost goes
Gosh.
down under your first blow.
Ooh.
Go on, pal. Hit him
There.
again.
Second one.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more successes on the second attack, so roll 8 dice for damage again.
So only 6, but that's enough.
Oh, yeah, Lord. So 6 successes. This guy's head comes off in your hands. I mean, you literally just chop through his neck from one direction with the first hatchet and from the other side with the second hatchet. and literally catch his head using your forearms as a basket.
And then I will
Um,
continue out the fire exit.
Vince is standing, or is wait, is it Vince here? Is that wait? No, that
James.
James. And James looks at you as you do this and says, "Shit, boss. I guess that guy's on the ban list, huh? Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so." And you hustle out the side door into the alleyway. Goon number 1, this guy here, responds to the chaos in a somewhat unexpected manner.
Do tell.
Ron, your willpower is a 5.
Yes, sir.
You are 15 feet from this guy, looking right at him after Merrick has slipped your grasp and headed for the door.
Mm.
And the dude looks at you, says, "Oh shit," and disappears from plain sight.
Bastard.
Meanwhile, Bruce, behind the bar, reacts to all of this chaos by doing the only sensible thing in the circumstances.
Spend his only blood point on celerity and run.
He spends 1 blood point on celerity and races out the door behind Merrick. It's like, boss, wait for me, boss, don't leave me. The crowd is still going nuts. The Lupine's presence ensures it. People are at this point stampeding. The only people in the place who are unaffected by the fear effect that the Lupine has generated are the vampires in the room. James, good for the goose, good for the gander and all. James ducks out the door, and we are back at the Lupine's turn. The Lupine looks at you, Ron. Its lips draw back. Oh, that was attractive. The Lupine's lips draw back
That was the
from the
lupine.
massive fangs. Yeah, pretty much. It looks at you and it winks.
And I'm
It
sure it
then
does.
and it then picks up the vampire that Frankie threw at it and rips him in half. He then steps out of view into the crowd, which is trying very hard to part around him. But as he moves, he seems to be getting smaller. Until you lose sight of him as he has retaken his human guise and is moving with the crowd towards the exit. Now, that being said, he is still covered in blood. But, everybody's running away from the thing that was there a second ago, and nobody seems to notice him.
Right.
You watch as he exits the building. Vince comes running over to you and says, "Ron, what do we do? Ron!"
Run.
Oh, okay. You meep. You look up where Bear was standing on the balcony. He is not there anymore. Kurt, it's your turn. You are in the alley. Merrick has joined you, as have Bruce and Uh, buh, 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 buh. James.
I think Kurt wants to get up high.
Okay.
Kurt wants to spot any incoming lupines.
Okay. Easily done. The building on the other side of the alley has a fire. Actually, no. You are in the alley on the fire escape side with the office. So yeah, there is a fire escape right here that you can ascend.
Yeah, just want to get a bird's eye view of the situation.
Sure. So
Um,
you go hiking to the top of the fire escape.
and I'm
That will
assuming
Hmm?
I've got enough distance between the fire alarm and myself that activating Auspix isn't a terrible plan.
Yeah, you should be okay. Once you get to the top, between
Yeah.
the noise of the fire alarm and the banging as you climb up the fire escape, because even trying to be quiet, it still makes noise.
Yeah.
But you are able to ascend the fire escape fairly easily, reach the top of the building, and take a look around. Why don't you go ahead and make your perception plus alertness roll?
Okay, I think that's
Remember to your standard difficulty here would be an 8 because you are looking for incoming threats that may be disguised, but your Auspex does reduce that difficulty.
just 6 successes.
It's not bad. I think you're okay. You've got a solid sense of things. Good grief. Why do I even ask you guys to roll anything anymore?
Hey, you need to shore up those dice pools. Your dice pools are an albatross around your neck. We shored up the dice pools, man!
See that. Okay. Well, with 6 successes, from your vantage point atop the building, you are able to see people flooding out all of the Red Notes exits. There is the one here below the fire escape that you are just standing above. There is the one out at the front. You can see people exiting the front of the building and pouring off in either direction. Um, Panicked clubgoers. You do not see anyone else approaching the club. That's good. You
Yeah,
do hear sirens, and those are coming closer.
yeah, that tracks. One question.
Uh-huh.
Do I notice that the lupine has resumed Homid form?
You do not.
That's a shame.
You are not in position to see where the lupine has gone.
Fair enough. Okay,
I
that's my
mean,
turn.
being fair, he is basically outside the front door up against the building as he's making his way away.
No, no, no.
And you are at the top of the fire escape. So the structure of the building is between you and him.
No, no, that makes sense. I just, something, something I think Kurt would do if he noticed, but...
Interesting choice. Okay. Detective Green. Sir, it's your move. There
uh,
is there is an eviscerated body
go
in
ahead.
2 chunks laying about 10 feet away from you here. There is a headless corpse over here, and the crowd is heedlessly streaming past both bodies. It occurs to you that leaving those laying around might be bad with the police coming. The only good news in this situation is that Merrick disabled the cameras before you guys went out front. So, witness accounts are bound to be shoddy, but you can't have bodies laying around in the bar.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to grab the pieces of it and start dragging them towards the door. You said he's in 2 pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
You
not
up
gonna.
your strength to 4 and he's not fighting you.
Yep.
Um,
So I'm
okay.
gonna grab the two parts of the guy, and I can't seem to move my token for some reason. But if you could just move me back towards the party, that's Ron's
Not to
plan.
mention, how much has his body deteriorated?
Not much.
Oh,
So that
I-
is
they
a
sent
key
a
thing to
noob?
keep in
That's even
mind.
more insulting.
Well, I didn't say he was
Yeah,
noob, but it
there's the
doesn't.
bot.
Yeah, the for those of you at home who are unfamiliar with Vampire the Masquerade, this isn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where when you poke a stake into the vampire's heart or cut off their head, they instantly turn to dust. Instead, the vampire's body decomposes to catch up with where it would be in terms of its natural flow through time once it has met final death. So a vampire that is 1,000 years old crumbles to dust and leaves behind some bones. A vampire that is 5 years old leaves behind a desiccated corpse. A vampire that is 6 months old leaves behind a decaying corpse that is not fully desiccated yet. The dead body that is in pieces out front, yeah, he's a freshie. He's new, which partially explains his lack of success trying to confront Merrick physically. Uh, but you are able to get the bisected body back here to the decapitated body on your turn. You are almost to the door, and you have caught up with Vince, who you can press into service to get the second body moving.
Definitely, Vince. Grab me, or grab this head and this body. Let's go.
Oh, Merrick
Grab
has the
me.
head. All right.
Yeah, it's just the body. I ran out with the head like a football. I even struck like a Heisman pose on the way out the door.
Okay.
Yeah, do the
So
Heisman on that hoe.
the staff continues to flee. Merrick, it's your move, sir. You're in the alley. You are surrounded by friends and allies. The confrontation has come to a conclusion.
Yeah,
You don't know what happened after you left the room, but
so Merrick had assumed that his reputation was enough that they wouldn't send a damn neonate, but apparently they did. So I didn't think there'd be much of a corpse left to carry. So I see them coming out, and I mean, if he needs help, I'll do help. But I open up a manhole if there's one nearby. Is there one nearby?
yes, there is a manhole in the alley.
Yep, I open it up and I drop the head down it, and then I'll help him toss the body down there too.
Okay. Um. Frankie,
Yeah.
Please make a wits plus investigation roll.
That's not going to be good.
Doesn't have to be big, and it's not a very high difficulty.
One success.
One success, good enough. Yeah. When Ron comes out dragging this body that's been ripped in half, and Vince is dragging the body of the guy whose head you cut off, you realize instantly that this is a problem. Those guys are leaking blood everywhere and leaving a trail that leads right to the manhole. The good news is, it is raining this evening. The bad news is you're not sure it's raining hard enough to wash the trail away before the authorities arrive.
I will tell Bruce and James to go get the mops and do what they can. There was a fight. People witnessed a fight. So,
Yep. Okay.
handle that.
All right. So the two of them rush back into the bar, which is rapidly emptying out. The fire alarm, the music inside has stopped, the lights are off, The only thing happening are the flashing strobes of the fire alarms and the emergency lights. Evidently, whatever it is the lupine did wiped out power to the building somehow. But the two guys run inside and return in just a moment with the two mop buckets from behind the bar, and they quickly use one to slosh most of the gore down the drains, and they use the other to actually mop, and then drop the mop bucket and the mop itself with bloody water stuck in the mop head down the manhole cover as well.
And I think, as the proprietor, I will go back in to explain ourselves to the authorities when they arrive.
Okay. That is a brilliant maneuver, sir. Combat is officially over. You guys are standing here waiting. I don't know. Who stays, who goes?
Ron could be really useful in this situation. He'll stick around.
He absolutely
Steward,
could.
can you try and see what's going on with the power? That gives him something to do.
Yep. Steward disappears backstage. He is up in the dark shadows under the balcony back behind the stage area looking into the breaker situation. You're not sure where Bear's gotten off to.
Can I ask a question about power? With
Uh-huh.
obfuscate, is there a level of obfuscate where you can use it on the area itself to make something appear as it's not? For example, to make like the carpet or floor appear clean if it isn't?
There
Uh,
is, but it doesn't come along until like 6, 7. You have to be
Okay, yeah,
really
probably none of
advanced
us
in it
have
to
it
get there.
then. Yeah. Okay, all right. Thanks.
I look at these guys before the cops get here. Listen, band was rocking. There was a mosh pit. Somebody came in some weird cosplay, scared a bunch of people. Somebody pulled the fire alarm. We lost power. That's the story.
And we're sticking to it.
They're throwing chairs, they were throwing bottles,
Yeah, it got wild.
yeah.
Some furry decided to show up at a punk bar.
Non-trivial overlap, I'd suspect. But anyway. Um, and yeah, meh. Kurt will also come back to help the cleanup, unless he spots the lupine heading out.
Okay, let's address that. You move to the front of the building on the roof so that you can see, and
Yeah.
you find that yes, the lupine is in fact making a move for it. You are able to pick him out from the crowd, and you say you want to do what exactly?
Can I get on an intercept? Like, uh, get in a way where I could meet him at some point a little bit away from the bar?
Yeah, that's actually not that hard. You are moving along the rooftops. He is moving with the crowd down the street, away from the bar, but you are able to place yourself along his path of travel and return to the ground level. I would like you to make, of all things, a dexterity plus athletics roll.
Okay.
I know this is your forte, but
I mean,
if we're
I put some dots into it since last time.
if we're going to try to reenact the rooftop chase scene from The Crow, then you're gonna have to work for it a little bit.
Has 3 successes.
I'm impressed. Well done. Um, he is not hurrying, having returned to his human form. Um, he is a bloody mess, but in the dark and in the panic of the crowd, with everything that was going on inside, no one in the press around him seems to have noticed it yet somehow.
Good old delirium.
Good old delirium.
Um, Kurt will get a bit ahead of him and get down to um street level,
Okay.
and then he'll take his own wallet out of his pocket and shout over. Is he wearing any distinctive piece of clothing?
Um, no, not really. This is a metal bar and nightclub. He's wearing a black leather jacket like about 150.
Okay. If I was going to say, "Hey, you, dude with the X," what would I what would I shout? And then Kurt shouts that.
Purple mohawk.
"Hey, you, Mohawk dude, you drop this."
He cocks his head and he looks at you. It's like leans in a little bit. He says, "Are you sure you've got the right guy?"
Kurt nods and then tilts his head towards a nearby alley. Pretty sure. We can go look at the ID.
Huh. You know, lead on, Fangbanger, whatever.
Kurt slips into the alley.
He follows you. He seems to be getting larger again as he does so.
Yeah, that tracks. Kurt's just gonna, like, hands up. Look, I'm not looking for trouble. I just thought you deserved to know something. Has nothing to do with the.
Oh.
There's a guy in town, Witch Hunter. Don't know if they target your kind, but either way, I think us things that go bump in the night probably should all know that we should be keeping our heads down.
Noted.
Yeah,
The
just
the witch hunters typically stay away from my kind. Yours are more their typical sort. But thanks for the heads up.
it's selfish, man. The less they find, the less long they'll stick around.
That's fair.
Anyway, thanks for the help back there. Take care.
He looks at you like you've lost your ever loving mind, but he walks back out of the alley without ripping you to bits, so you must have done something right.
Uh,
Um, just for the sake of argument, Josh,
Yeah.
I want you to do something for me. I want you to make a wits plus alertness roll.
Okay.
Your difficulty here is an 8. My
Two
gosh,
success.
look at you go. Okay. Um, it occurs to you as you walk back towards the bar that, man, what if he decided to follow me? You look all around very carefully, and you've lost track of him in the crowd. So,
I mean, he had me dead to rights.
oh yeah, if he wanted you, he pretty well had you. which kind of leaves you wondering why you're still alive. But hey, gift horses, teeth, whatever. So, Merrick, you are in the club with your brood cleaning up around you. Bear has not been seen again. You don't know where he has disappeared to. Uh, but you are working to get this mess cleaned up. Stewart has managed somehow to get the lights back on and has retreated from view. He's upstairs in the office. You think maybe you heard a door open up on the balcony. Um, and Bruce, Vince, and James are working quickly to try to straighten things up before the authorities arrive. They have gotten most of the blood off the floor, thank God, before anybody pulls up.
Okay.
Kurt, you are you are walking back up the sidewalk towards the front door as the first responders arrive. The fire truck there are two fire trucks, three police cars, an ambulance. I mean, whoever called this in, somebody in the crowd took it very seriously because not only are we rolling fire trucks, but we've got law enforcement and medical on scene, and this place is rapidly turning into a circus. The only thing that makes it not worse is that their response time was slow enough that most of the crowd has dispersed. As you walk through on the sidewalk, though, you hear people talking about the fight. And oh my god, did you see that guy? He was enormous. I can't believe that. They should. I mean, anybody that big, that aggressive, man, they ought to keep him muzzled. But you don't hear anybody saying anything about Merrick or the table being flipped or the hatchets. So you're kind of feeling pretty good about things.
Hell yeah.
I mean, momentarily, yes. Take those minor wins.
Yeah.
Mm.
But Merrick, the first fireman on the scene, bundles into the building, looks around. Mr. Jasper, uh, you're here. Good. Where's the fire?
Listen, man, mosh pit got out of control. Somebody pulled it. Assholes cleared my bar. I'm gonna lose 20,000 tonight. Don't remind me.
Frankie, make a
Yep.
manipulation plus subterfuge roll for me.
Okay, that is 7 die.
Ron's gonna chime in. I think somebody might have opened the fire escape and let a few people in the back, even causing the fire alarm to
Right.
go off.
Yeah. 4 successes, Frankie. Well done. Yep. Um,
Well, Then's in there
he,
too, man.
yeah, couple of tens on that one. Nice. The guy looks at you and he shakes his head. He's like, man, I miss Ramon. I used to hang out here when Ramon owned this place a long time ago. But
Yeah,
gosh,
we all miss him. We all miss him. I tell you what, you know, there's still a couple of his collectibles up in the office. I'll I'll donate one to the department. You guys can put up in there. He was a cornerstone of this community.
absolutely. Yeah, and you get the guy talking about the good old days. He's been coming to the Red Note since he turned 21, and man, he spent 10 of the best years of his life hanging out here every weekend and blah, 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 blah. And once he gets started talking and telling his story, you actually recognize him from the crowds from your shows here when you were first starting out playing here with Ramon. So, I mean, he's legit a loyal club goer. So you're kind of lucky in that respect.
As a matter of fact, I got an idea. Since you guys had to waste your time, you can't use them tonight now, and I'll walk over to the bar and I'll get like a handful of like the free drink tokens, pass them out. Tell the guys I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah,
appreciate that, but you're still going to get an invoice from the city, buddy. I'm sorry. I
I
can't
think
do
I,
nothing
c- I
about
think
that.
I can, I think I can swing it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you get the first two false alarms a year free, but after
Hey,
that
at least the
first
place
two,
isn't actually on fire this time. You can't count that as a false
right?
alarm.
Oh no, no, but it is what it is. So
Oh,
eventually things settle down. The police exit. There are there are a few people on the sidewalk who tell their story to the police that they saw this terrible fight break out and this huge guy just knocked the crap out of somebody. But there are no two witnesses can describe either party involved with any accuracy. There are no complainants standing around who are obviously injured from such a brawl. No one crying to press charges. And with a little bit of celerity employed in the service of, the boys had been able to get the blood mopped up off the floor before anybody came in. So that makes it a darn sight easier to bull your way past the cops. When it is all said and done, it is about 12:30 a.m. It is, normally would be 2.5 or so hours before closing time, but obviously the bar is done for the night. Looking around at the three of you, what's next?
actually gonna look to Merrick on that. You got anything else around here that you need to take care of?
well, what were we gonna do before we got interrupted again? There was something we were gonna do. We all got together. Well, I guess you just wanted to tell us about the holy rollers. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it. We
Um.
were just pretty much getting together.
Yeah. Oh. Can we talk
ah,
about what just happened there, Merrick?
seems like we got out pretty clean. We could put all the blame on the werewolf. I don't see why we need to discuss it.
Okay, then I guess I'll just say my piece. Could you leave me the fuck out of your death wish?
Sure, you can leave anytime, Kurt. Or can't you? Who are you here for?
I am so glad you asked.
Kurt just pauses there. I was a replacement when when your buddy decided to go full psycho.
Hmm,
And now
Hmm.
I guess I'm just sort of in it.
nice. You know, that's usually what happens to people when they come around me, bud. You just get swept up.
Yeah, things just happen. And
Well,
there's
it's
a
funny that you
lot
should
of
say that.
bitterness in that one specifically.
they do. You see, here's the thing, right? So, I didn't ask for this. I don't know your circumstances, Jason, when it happened to you. If the embrace was willing or not, or whether or not you even remember, right? Um, your clan is a little uh, strange to me. My only real experience is you and Ian, so I can't possibly think very much. um, but I didn't ask for this,
Try not to
and
take
ever
that too personal.
don't don't. It's just my only experience with Malkavians. What can I do? You know, uh, the embrace happened to me against my will, and ever since it happened, um, something new has tried to kill me just about every other week for the last 2 years. So, forgive me. I don't know how your embrace has gone. It's probably, judging by, your carefree attitude, it's been all roses and, acoustic guitars and happy fun time. I would love to live that unlife, but that hasn't been the cards dealt to me. And frankly,
Aw.
I'm thinking I'm getting a little wackier than any Malkavian I ever met. So,
Looks looks him up and down. Nah, you're still saner than Ian.
yeah,
Not by
That's
much,
not
but
saying much.
yeah. So,
no, it ain't.
I'm not trying to drag you down, buddy, but it appears like I'm dragging everybody down, anyways, Caleb's dead. That was my best friend.
In the midst of this conversation, Ron, your cell phone buzzes.
Slides it out of his pocket, takes a look.
It's your sire.
Earl.
Ron, is everything okay? I just heard that there was a fire alarm and police call and ambulance call out to the Red Note. Anything I need to know about?
Uh, yeah, probably should have gave you a call a little sooner. And Ron kind of explains the long and short of the situation and how you said basically no two people can confirm quite the same story. And, you know, in the end, it was all nothing. But yeah,
That
still
was
probably should have called you and said something earlier.
that sounds like a very lucky break. Well,
As it sometimes happens.
with the attention we have from out of town right now, please re-emphasize to your friends that it is critically important that we not attract attention. A panic at a nightclub, though, explained away as a fight on the dance floor. That should be okay. We'll just have to
Still,
hope.
it was
We'll just have to
close.
hope that no one has video of anything.
So far, we haven't been able to confirm that anybody does. Seems like that's not the case, but we'll still be on standby for that.
Yep. And Stewart is working that angle as well, monitoring the internet for any new traffic that would indicate some kind of problem at the Red Note tonight. So, even in his absence, Mike is a loyal and thorough Nosferatu.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you just use the words loyal and Nosferatu in the same sentence?
He
I
did, I heard him.
did. I didn't say he was loyal to you. I said he's a loyal Nosferatu.
Loyal to the clan. I get it.
Ding. Yeah. No moss grown on that rock. Okay. Good to know. All right. And so it comes to pass that within an hour or so of the authorities arriving at the club, the hubbub has subsided. The firemen, the ambulance, the police have all gone their separate ways. It is 1:30 a.m. The three of you, plus Bruce, James, and Vince, are all that remain at the Red Note. Uh, the boys have taken care of texting the staff, letting everybody know that everything's fine. Please be at work tomorrow night. Yada yada. And the world is your oyster. What would you like to do now?
Does anybody have a way to get a hold of Vic?
I got his number.
Of course you do. Thank you. That's all I needed.
Kurt does
So,
give Merrick a what the fuck does that mean look, but he writes the number down.
okay.
How long do these people usually stay in town? What are we supposed to do? Just go take a nap?
I take it
No,
you're asking Vic this question, or the guys standing there with you?
The guy's standing with me. Well, mostly
Okay.
Kurt. He's the only one old enough.
I've actually never dealt with hunters before. You gotta remember, I'm only like 20 years older than you. But,
Mm-hmm.
but, my instinct? Run your nightclub. Play some shows. Let things mellow.
I would
Don't go
love
looking
for that to be
for,
what
looking for
happens,
Sabat.
but the Sabat keep walking through my front door.
The Sabat offered you a fucking ceasefire.
Right. So the terrorist organization attacked me, and then they want to ask me for these. I didn't start this war, Kurt.
regardless, he took it personal when
Yeah,
they
but
came
that
into the
was
place. It's not
you
so simple to
threw
just disregard it.
you
Yeah.
threw away a solution to the problem that is Solomon Kane being in fucking town. I don't think his name was actually Solomon Kane, but
Yes, it
his.
was.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so they just fully ripped off Robert E. Howard. Awesome, love it. But
I mean, sometimes that's the greatest homage, isn't it?
nah, that's fair.
Actually, no, you know what? You're right. It is not Solomon Kane, excuse me. It is Sullivan Dane.
Okay, but you can see where my head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Um, or just like, yeah, we had a solution, and then you punched it.
Well, um, if they wanted to discuss, this was not the place for it. I've become quite sensitive to them walking in when they decided that they wanted to make this their little breeding ground the last time they were in here. Not to mention, I'm just a little on edge. And, yeah, I've got no, I don't negotiate with terrorists. If they want peace and a ceasefire, they can leave, Kurt.
Maybe, maybe we're
So,
just a little bit hungry and maybe we should just go feed. Any, chicks you can call or anything, Merrick?
Any what?
Groupies, ladies.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe we just feed a little and continue this discussion later. I mean, clearly you two are at odds, right? Just think about what was said and get back to it. The fuck's the point of going back and forth in circles like this? Merrick was personally pissed off that they showed up. Kurt, you think he overreacted? And Merrick doesn't think he overreacted.
We could do that. And I will try to arrange some midnight snacks.
Okay. So, after the excitement at the club, a few harsh words, a few insinuations, the three of you go your separate ways. Merrick, you do not hear from Bear again until the following night. I am not worried about everybody's hunting roles. You are discreet, you are cautious, you are thorough in covering your tracks. Everyone is able to fill their blood pools without causing any undue
Oh,
violations of the masquerade tonight.
beautiful.
But the next evening, the sun sinks low in the west, behind the mountains, casting the city into shadow. It is in those earliest hours, the western sky is still ablaze, that Kurt, you wake up. You feel a strange chill of anticipation.
Love
You
that.
realize that the other shoe may be about to drop. Ron, you wake up a short time after Kurt does. I would like you to please roll perception plus awareness for me.
Okay. It's going to be a number of dice for me. Hold on a second. Awareness is actually only 1. Perception is 3, so it's 4. I thought it was actually more than that, but that's okay. 2.
2 successes. Okay. You are conflicted about the whole situation. Kurt had some points. Merrick's perspective is understandable given his own history, which you are well acquainted with.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel like when you awaken, you feel as though you are awakened from a dream. Something tugs at your subconscious, some detail that you've missed. Almost as though the blade of a guillotine is hanging over your head, waiting for someone to let go the rope.
Chilling.
And then it hits you. You and Merrick, along with Caleb, with the assistance of Stewart and now in Caleb's absence, Kurt, you have been working under the auspices of the Prince, Don Alonso de Vargas. You have not actually seen or heard directly from him in over a month.
Isn't that something?
Something feels off. Something about the silence from the Prince concerns you, and suddenly so.
I'm gonna call Earl.
Okay. Earl answers.
Earl, when was the last time you've seen the prince with your eyes?
Um, Weird. Um, you know, I heard from him,
Hmm.
sort of.
See
Well,
if anybody else that's
I
heard
got
from
a,
him has
I
seen
got
him.
a, I got a message from Count. I guess last week. Said Don Alonso wanted me to do something.
When's the last time you've seen Count?
I saw Count just 3 or 4 days ago.
Hmm.
He's. What's on your mind, Ron? What are you thinking?
Just been weeks and weeks since the last time I've actually seen Don Alonso, and he likes to show up and check on things personally from time to time. It's not unusual for him. Not unusual for him to summon us, and none of that's happened. So just thought it was interesting and thought I'd confirm some information with some people that I trust.
Hey guys, I apologize for the interruption mid scene. Let's take a brief intermission. We are at a good spot for it. We'll reconvene in about 5 minutes.
Roger that.
So
We are back, JD. Take it away.
All right, everybody. So, yeah, Ron, that sense that something is amiss seems to actually be getting worse now that you are uh, getting, uh, some confirmation from Earl that he's not talked directly to the prince lately either. It's
I'm gonna start a. Hmm, no, I'm not gonna start a group text. I'm going to actually get in touch with Steward. More or less, I know Mike's not here, so just describe the situation to Steward, and just say I'm gonna start advising the Scourge Pack to get in touch with their sires and just start investigating who has seen, if anybody has seen, Don Alonso in recent time. And I know Don Alonso has ways of like making himself not be seen on cameras, things like that, but still have Stewart do a perfunctory check anyways. I mean, there might just be times where he just doesn't care and doesn't choose to envelop himself in shadows and whatnot.
Edward actually is silent for a moment. And when he
Hmm.
finally answers you, he says, I have been having misgivings as well, but not just about Don Alonso. Something is happening in the city.
Hmm.
I will tell you I will tell you more when I know more. I will be in touch. You should contact the others.
Very well.
Hell yeah. I just heard only one thing's happening in the city. That makes it our best month so far.
Well, night's young. Give it a minute.
Yeah. Storyteller's just getting warmed up, folks.
Sorry.
Merrick,
Si, senor.
the sun has gone down and has been down for a good hour and a half or so. You finally wake up. Your increasing distance between who you are and who you were prior to your embrace.
You gave me a point of humanity back. I'm at 6.
You at 6 or you at 5? You had been down to 4, buddy.
No, I was down to 5.
Okay. Well, all right. Then you wake up an hour after
I committed
sunset.
diablerie
Excuse
twice,
me.
and I started with 7.
You started with 7? I thought you started at 6 with Caleb.
Nope,
Huh?
I had one more than you.
Okay. Well then. Ahem.
Sorry. Go on.
No, that's okay. That's okay. For some reason, I had it in my head that you were down to 4, but it was Caleb that was that low. All right. Well, you wake up and there is an immediate knock on your door. I mean, like, as soon as you open your eyes, you haven't even sat up yet, and there is a knock at your door.
Interesting. I want to use heightened senses. Do I hear breathing or no?
You do not, but you do hear a familiar voice. Merrick, Merrick, open the door. It's Bear.
I go and I unlock the Winnebago door and I open it. Where'd you go, fucker?
I followed the lupine when he left.
Oh, why do you sound nervous?
Because I am.
Explain.
When he when he left by blending in with the crowd. He walked 7 blocks, turned right, walked 3 more blocks, went into Phelps Grove Park, and sat down on a park bench next to the playground. He sat on that park bench for over an hour. During that time, he pulled out a cell phone, made one phone call, and at the end of the hour that he was there, he was joined by someone. I was too far away to hear what they were saying. Thankfully, I was too far away to be noticed. The lupine reported to Vic.
Oh, well, I already assumed that Vic was going to find out. So what are you nervous for?
I don't know. The 9-foot tall killing machine is answering to the vampire who is supposed to be looking out for the masquerade in this city right now. That doesn't make you nervous?
Buddy, when I look at his aura, it's reads human and magical, and I don't know what to tell you. So listen. If the guy wants me dead, I'm gonna be dead. There's nothing I'm gonna do about it. Have you seen him move?
Wait. Are you saying you think the guy that the Camarilla has sent here to maintain the masquerade might not even be one of us?
I mean, I don't know much about this. See, I ate this guy named Booth. I've told you about him a couple times, and ever since then,
Yeah.
I can see auras. Not something that I'm used to. Nobody's ever explained the color system to me. Caleb tried, but it was real boring, and so kind of tuned him out halfway through it. But
That's fair.
I just know what vampire ones look like. It's not doesn't look like a vampire one. I think that it's all a ruse, but I mean, whenever I come up with ideas like that, people just look at me funny. So
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, though. So, I've told you about how before you turned me, I could look at somebody and tell if they were a vampire. Like,
yeah, you
just
were a
like that.
thin blood.
Whatever. But I could tell, right? And
Uh-huh.
that ability has stayed with me. I can pick a vampire out of a crowd. And this Vic guy has had me all kinds of confused. Because I can see his aura too, and it's bright. It's like a mortal's aura.
Right.
But my other senses are telling me he's a vampire.
Right, but like magic exists, right? We knew
Uh,
Caleb.
Yeah. I just.
I've never believed he was a vampire from the moment I met him.
Well, whatever he is, he's got me really turned around. And the idea that the lupines are talking to him? I don't know. Boss, that feels really funny. There's something going on that we can't see.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the news, Bear.
You know, that was it, man. The lupine that cleared out the club for us last night went and talked to the guy that we were worried was gonna.
Did Ron tell us that he winked? Nick?
No, he didn't.
Right.
At least not in character. Nick, would you have mentioned it?
Ron clocked it, but he didn't mention it at the
Right, okay.
time.
Yeah, that's fine. Fair. Oh.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I had a pretty good relationship with a lupine until she kicked me out. So.
Well, I mean, they're not all, like, rage-fueled killing machines, I guess, but...
Yeah, some of them are pretty cool, you know. There was that married
My
couple.
my experience with them has pretty much all of it come down the barrel of a firearm. So,
Speaking of which, have you considered blade jet? I've really got to tell you that they're much more effective.
well, sometimes. Um,
So here's the
ah,
deal. I don't trust Vic that he's Camarilla, but here's the thing. I don't like the Camarilla. And um whatever his plan is, it is so far above my pay grade that uh, and I am too busy trying to keep my head attached most nights to think about these kinds of things. Yeah. It's interesting. I think he's immortal. You know, and magic is just confusing, but I don't know. I've got an idea. And I pull out my phone and I call Karina.
the phone rings twice and is answered in her oh so courteous and melodious tones. Why, Mr. Jasper, good evening. To what do I owe the pleasure?
You know Vic.
Ah, yes, I have the honor of having made his acquaintance.
What's up with his aura?
I am not entirely certain.
Interesting, ain't it?
It is terribly. Um, I have been monitoring his activities in the city, and I have been watching him as much as I am able to do without undue attention pointed my own way.
Do you know he rubs elbows with the lupine?
I have seen him meet with one on 2 occasions,
Well,
which,
one showed up to my bar last night, and then afterwards, there was a bit of a scuffle, nothing big. But the lupine ran and played snitchy poo to old Vicky Poo. So there's that.
interesting.
I'm probably gonna die. So you know what? I haven't always liked you, Karina, but should I face final death, you're not so bad.
Why, thank you for that, Mr. Jasper. That means a great deal to me. I must confess that general sentiment is mutual. I frequently felt over the time of your association that you were a bad influence on Caleb,
Not a
but
bad read.
I have I have come to realize that perhaps you were the best friend that he could have asked for in the brief time that he shared this on life with us. And for that I am grateful.
Hmm. Well,
Is there anything that I can actually do for you, or was this a investigative call?
hmm. Do you know if we're gonna have court anytime soon?
I have been asking that question myself, and for all that I have received an answer, you would think that I had thrown the inquiry into the abyss itself. Don
Well,
Alonso has been mysteriously silent recently.
should we have court, I will declare in front of the court that I do owe you a major boon, Karina. So, if I make it that far, I will make it official.
I appreciate that, Mr. Jasper. Thank you very much.
Just if you hear any whispers that somebody's coming to cut my head off, maybe give me a ring.
I'll do that.
Appreciate it.
It will be most difficult to collect that major boon if you're dead.
Yes.
Best
Okay.
of luck to you, Mr. Merrick.
Well,
Sorry to
apparently we're
step
not the only ones that notice. Isn't it ironic, Josh?
Yeah.
The irony is palpable.
What? The fact that Caleb's death brings together his two greatest tormentors into something almost like friendship? Weird.
Yeah,
need
it's like
somebody to
10,000
enchant my
spoons when all you
blades.
need is a knife.
I'm sorry, Josh, what did you say?
Never mind. I was trying to be funny.
Well, we didn't hear it because I spoke at the
We
same
didn't.
time.
Yeah.
I said it. Yeah, it's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I know
And
it's an
that
old
li-
reference. I'm nearly 30.
Oh, fuck you, Josh. Fuck you.
Wow. And you know, there it is, ladies and gentlemen at home. The first F-bomb of the night. Thanks, Frankie.
Yeah,
I've
there's
been
no
good
Eric here.
tonight.
Yeah, there's been no Eric.
I've been trying to be good since you've come back to streaming, and here you are blowing it yourself.
We're 2 hours in. We're good.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
just gotta not say the fuck word. Like,
The first 5
In the
First-
minutes.
first, yeah. Oh my gosh. So much fun. All right, so, Ron, who do you reach out to next? Having spoken to Stewart, do you call Merrick first? Do you call Kurt? Or are you going to let Kurt twist in the wind?
No, I'm gonna one by one start calling everybody. Yeah, I will. I'll call Merrick
Okay.
first because I hate to say it, bros. So yeah, well, because I'd rather not send this out a text message, so I'll call Merrick up and explain Skinny, and we haven't seen Don Alonso in quite a while, and more
That
people
was
I'm
on
talking
my
to
mind too.
saying the same shit. Yeah. So, you know, let's start getting the word out and find out where the fuck he's at
Yeah,
and what
and
the hell's going on.
I will mention that there's some things I'd like to discuss with him as well, just not over the phone. But yeah, we need to get together.
Okay.
Where do you want to get
Well,
together?
then.
Just you and me.
Let's avoid the club. I've had enough of the trouble for the night, so I don't know,
Is there
man.
like one of those places where like people just park their car, like chill, look out from like a mountain view or whatever? Like let's just go to one of those places, like very secluded. You know what I mean?
Really?
You want to go deep into werewolf territory for this meetup?
Yes.
No, that's
I
not
knew
my
there was something I loved
intention.
about you, Nick.
My
The
intention is not to
Death
go into
Wish, that
werewolf
was it.
territory. My intention is to get farther away from like people in general, like not just people, but like undead as well, like just me and Merrick. Been trying to like dodge Steward, you know what I mean? And all his surveillance. Excuse me.
Trying to get away from the people that you know are watching and the people that you think might be. Okay, I'm with you
Exactly.
there. You know what?
Exactly.
Let's jump over to map. Okay. So we have here a map of the Denver metro area.
You know where we haven't met in a while? We could go to Evergreen and meet up at the Vibe.
Ooh. There's a crazy idea.
That is a crazy idea. Let's do it.
Nobody would suspect it. Yeah, I think that's the idea.
I'm with it.
All right. So, off to our favorite head shop we go. All right.
Do you
So,
still have the
Ron,
shopping center map?
you know, I might. Hang on a minute. No, maybe I don't.
Aw, it's all right, buddy. I was just trying to
That's okay.
nostalgia
I
bait.
mean, yeah, I mean,
Hold
it
up,
was
didn't
not a
he
whole.
use it pretty recently?
It's
Oh,
like
you
For
know
the
what?
viewers at home,
it,
yes.
it was 2025. Thank you very much.
No, he,
No, the Vibe actually made an appearance in the Werewolf game last week.
yeah.
Oh,
Um, yeah,
I didn't
we
know
missed
that.
with the Werewolf table, Frankie, but yeah, we're getting some serious crossover vibes going on right now. Let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Not okay. Stand by. Yep, I may have run a few games since I pulled that up. Where did it get there? Did not even think about any of you guys actually requesting a trip to this establishment, so I was not really ready for it. But that's okay. I can
You
be
live
ready
on in
for it.
our hearts, Kyle. And also in the
Absolutely.
story, I think, because I'm pretty sure canonically he is still alive.
Oh yes, Kyle is alive. It is deeply against my convictions to kill somebody's character when they are not with the group.
No, that
If
makes sense.
if you're gonna die, you're gonna die on screen. Okay. All right. Don't have the interior view, but we do still have the mural. There you go. All
Hell
right. So,
yeah.
good times, great oldies. So, Ron, you are a little further out from the shop. Merrick is probably mm, probably a good 10 or 15 minutes closer travel time. So, unless you guys are intentionally delaying your travel, Merrick, you will arrive first. Thoughts? Are you going to set a solid time and not get there until then, or are you going to just go and get there when you get there?
Nah, man, we're leaving the city proper, so I hop on the bike and I'll just roll and I get there when I get there.
Okay.
I'm not being as paranoid as everyone else is.
And that's okay.
At this point, I just assume everything is out to kill me all the time. So,
Well, that's hardly inaccurate. Um, um, so I guess the real question at that point becomes, when you arrive at the place, do you go right in?
no, I'll wait in the parking lot. I'll
Okay.
put the
All
kickstand
right.
down, light a cigarette.
Um, so you are tickled to see that there is a familiar poster in the window of the shop. It actually dates back to when you guys were running around with Kyle. And it says that, you know, Bring your admission stub from the red note to receive 10% off your purchase. And
Nice.
there is a big Asphalt Saints poster on the wall just inside.
I mean, they were officially endorsed.
Yeah, man. The endorsement hasn't changed. Um, make make an intelligence roll for me, Frankie.
Ooh. I believe that's 2 die. Let me check again. Yep. Hey, 1 success.
You know, it's all you need. It's not a contested roll. Um, there is a young guy at the counter. You vaguely recognize him as the clerk that was in charge the last time you were here. This is the kid that told you that no, Liz hired me and said she had to go out of town. And
Right.
basically, this kid was taking Liz's place as the manager for the shop. And you are kind of surprised. You see the door to the back open, and Kyle's ghoul, Liz, comes out of the back.
Hmm.
You are trying to process what that means, and Ron pulls up beside you.
Can I do a quick thing before Ron gets there?
Sure.
Call Kurt and inform him about, just asking, have you seen the prince? And, well, maybe ask around about that.
Okay. Bert, your phone rings. It's Ron. Josh, are you muted?
Yeah. Sorry. Good answers.
Well, I will say that's really all Ron says is, some of us are starting to notice that we haven't actually seen the prince in a while. He's not called to court. The time's approaching, if not past for that. Where is he?
You know, that is a little odd. Maybe I'll have a look into that.
All right.
Catch up with you later. I'm gonna take care
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, catch up with you later.
Click.
Okay.
It's
That's the
just
only
like
thing you had going on?
Yep.
All right. So, Josh, what were you saying?
Kurt's just like, oh good, and now they're noticing the prince is missing. This city's gonna fucking burn.
You've actually been wondering where the prince was for, a hot minute.
Oh, no, Kurt, yeah, he's just worried that now the Scourge is looking into it.
Because that always makes everything better, right? Right? Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kurt, I need you to make a wits plus subterfuge roll for me. I want to see if you can piece together some dots.
Okay, how's my wits aren't oh, how's my subterfuge?
Moderate.
great.
You dominate a lot. You know,
Well,
3 successes. It's really hard. It's really hard to argue with a 9 and 2 10s. I'm honestly looking at the dice that you guys are rolling tonight. I'm really glad we're not using the New World of Darkness rules, where 10s explode. Good
Right.
grief.
I've had a
God.
lot of tens tonight, yeah.
Oh, there have been a ton of them this evening. But Kurt, you stop and think this through. Merrick is perhaps not the most situationally aware kindred that you have ever met. Ron is pretty sharp, but he's kind of out of touch with kindred issues. He's still very grounded in the mortal world and in mortal ways of thinking. He's new. You've been a vampire long enough to kind of see some things and wonder about the ebb and flow of kindred society. So, we have a prince who has been revealed without question to not be what he said he was when he seized the Praxis. For starters, there's that. Don Alonso had portrayed himself for decades as a Ventru, only to be revealed shortly after claiming the princedom that he was in fact a La Sombra antitribu.
Probably
You
the reason
have
he
hmm,
didn't have the probably the reason he didn't take the princedom in the first place.
quite likely. We have an elder Malkavian of unknown provenance, we'll say. Nobody in the city is quite sure how old Ian is, just that he is old and powerful. Who has come to the city with an apparent axe to grind against the Tremere Elder. We have the Sabbat incursion, which seems to have basically started shortly after it was revealed that Don Alonso was a La Sombra antitribu, almost as though that were an inciting event. That struggle has raged back and forth through subtle means and through open warfare, most of which has been conducted by the Scourge. While the prince, the sheriff, the other elders have stayed largely in the shadows. But now we have this mysterious emissary from the Camarilla who has denied having a particular title that would normally uh, indicate his status, simply that he is a troubleshooter. That could mean anything, right? But since he has shown up, no one that you have spoken to directly can say that they have personally seen Don Alonso. Now, of course, there's the issue that Stewart had revealed to you all that he had revealed to Ian that Don Alonso had in fact destroyed by feeding on two of Ian's progeny. Um, so maybe that's kind of a problem. But now Vic is in town, Alonso is missing, and now the Scourge is worried about that. I wonder why. Hmm. They don't typically worry about things that far in advance.
Nope.
That's just, some pieces for you to puzzle with. Meanwhile, back at the Vibe, Ron, you pull in next to Merrick. You notice right away that, hey, isn't that Liz? I thought,
Yeah,
I thought, I thought Kyle took her with him when he left town.
exactly. Does that mean he's back in town and hasn't told us, or strange?
It is strange.
Pull up, park, see Merrick leaning against his bike, smoking. Step up, Merrick.
What's up, buddy?
Do the clasp hands, which turns into us chest bumping, which turns into us throwing the arm around each other's shoulders.
Love it.
Uh,
Were you
You
followed?
know,
I'm just kidding.
no, but I'll tell you, I just saw something really strange.
What's that?
Could have sworn I just saw Liz right out back
Yeah.
as I was pulling up.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Saw her too.
maybe, yeah, I'll say I don't know if maybe they're back in town and we didn't get any notification or
I
what,
think
but
Kyle would
maybe
reach out. More likely, he sent her to watch the shop.
perhaps.
Heat's kind of died down on him. We could check in with her here in a bit. First of all, what's got you all jittery?
Well, just not being able to kind of get things to settle down here. Now the idea with Don Alonso missing, Vic running around, we're trying to keep straight and fly right, and the Sabat are coming out left and right. And but I was also thinking about what Kurt was saying, and I get it. It's a personal thing, and when face to face with the Sabat, especially, it's hard not to react. But
Do I see the puppy you just put on screen, or
Make perception alertness rolls.
um, that was my character. See, I must have closed it.
4?
Although, that's actually the wrong token. Hang on a minute. 4 successes. Yes, you absolutely see a large canid.
Hmm.
Let's see. Come
Must be over Ron's shoulder. He's looking the other way.
on. Oh goodness. No, you've got 1 success.
And one
He's
success.
he's not hiding. 1 success still means success. Let's see. Dang it.
We just we just can't.
Hmm?
I look at Ron and just go, "Can we go anywhere, man?" Like,
Yep. The animal turns and trots away. Disappears around the far end of the center.
well, nothing's private anymore, I suppose. Yeah, as far as where the prince is, I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it much. But have you ever taken a gander at Vic's aura?
I don't have enough aspects to do an aura perception.
You know,
Do you not yet? I thought you'd bought that second dot.
Nope, I just have the first still.
Well, that's too bad.
I describe it to him, and what Karina said, what Bear saw, and the fact that we just had a wolf, 50 feet away. So it seems like everything is converging on Denver. Why fucking Denver? Why not LA or Chicago or Boston, New York, big. We're in the middle of the fucking country, man. Places like
Yeah,
this
but we're
aren't
on a
supposed to
fucking
be
mountain,
hotspots.
bro.
So,
We're on a
okay,
fucking
so
mountain. It's the only way we can get away with this with this shit is here.
I guess so. The wolves make sense because we're in nature. You know, LA's not dealing with a bunch of Fidos like we are. But then Ian, and then the Sabat, and it's just like every week there's something new. you know, next you're
It's
gonna.
a big enough territory to want to hang on to. It's defendable. It's on a mountain, even though it's a big city. It's isolated, and it's not so big like Chicago, LA, New York, where you really need more than one person to keep things in line. I think the issue we're running into here is a domino effect of having taken out Prince Edward. He may, regardless of how you or I may feel about him, a lot of other things from just happening, one way
I
or
don't
the
know.
other.
The wolves were happening under his watch, and I have a feeling that the Sabat were coming regardless. This seems way too
Maybe he had
pre-planned.
tentative deals with the Wolves and the Sabat. How do we know that? You know,
We don't.
maybe there were things at work that we weren't aware of that our action has disrupted the harmony of, and now a lot of hangers on are kind of grasping for their opportunity at the golden ring, to use a metaphor.
Yeah, well, c'est la vie.
We are where we are now, aren't we? There's no
Yeah,
going back.
no. We could ditch, though, man. I offered that to Caleb once. Fuck it.
You know,
Well, no. Because we're kind of trapped. We can't go anywhere. We're Diablerists.
not true. There's places where Diablerists aren't necessarily unwelcome.
Between you and me, there's been very few elders that I've looked at who haven't. I think it's a lot more common. I think they just kind of tell people that it's looked down on, and for the most part, it might be. You're right. But I think that a lot more kindred are doing it than what they would care to
Well,
admit.
let's just call it what it is. It might be a faux pas or whatever. It might be looked frowned down upon, but offers a great benefit.
Yeah,
One that many
exactly.
aren't going to overlook just because it's quote wrong.
Yeah, Edward the Dawn. I mean, it seems like everybody who's somebody. You know what I mean?
And everybody who's not somebody is looking to get in on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell
I
you,
mean, hell,
I'll
I
never
can't
do
be a
it again.
hypocrite.
Not
When Don
after.
Alonso told me to feed, I fed.
Yeah, exactly. And but I've learned my lesson. Yeah, I won't do it again.
So we all say, until, you know, until we do, right?
True.
We do live lives of temptation.
Yeah. So uh now we've got the zealots in town. Um that seems to got a lot. Even Vic seems to be worried about them, which that makes me doubly worried
Maybe Vic's
because
got a reason to be worried.
exactly that dude uh is pretty powerful. And if he's worried, then everybody in Denver should be worried. So
And
I
it
was
is with the
thinking,
speaking of his name.
of course,
Uh,
just
That
as I was about to say,
breeze,
I'm considering torpor for 100 years.
right? There is a breeze, like a strong breeze, that seems to stir the trash and leaves and, you know, in a very focused corridor down the parking lot. Both of you notice and then you feel it pass you by, this powerful wind, but it seems to be very narrow. When the subject of your conversation steps out from the other side of Ron's car and says, "Howdy, fellas. Miss me?"
Not in the slightest.
Work on your aim.
To what
Brings you here,
do we
Vic. Were your ears
advance?
ringing?
They were. Little bird told me that two of my favorite people could be found here, so I came to find you.
Is that
I
what that
understand.
hairy ass thing down the way was?
Eh, I've got friends all over the place. I understand that there was some excitement at your club last night.
Yeah, hell of a band.
Hell of a riot that ended with the club being cleared and people saying that there was some kind of brawl and power going out and everything else.
It was a good show.
Right. Well, I am pleased to say that, as near as I can tell, the antics on display last night have not caught the attention of the media, the witch hunters, or my bosses. So for now, I'd say you got away with it. Whatever it was.
What are you exactly, Vic?
Oh, Merrick, son, I wish I knew.
What is
Make your perception aware or perception plus empathy roll.
okay?
Or a perception. Is he telling you the truth?
3. All right. I mean, it's not bad die, but I never roll this good because it's an 8 difficulty, right?
Mm-hmm. Hell, you can spend a willpower point on it if you want to.
I probably will. I will. And of course, that's when I get it.
That's when you get 4 successes on the roll anyway.
So
Okay.
5.
All right, so I have got to open up the chart because that is a freaking legendary roll. Hey, Josh.
I think this is the
Yeah.
highest aura perception roll of the Chronicle.
Josh pulled one that was that good or close to it at least with Caleb a couple of times. But I say,
Yeah.
Josh, that right there, that's how you read somebody's aura, man.
You just got to reach the limit where you're like, and I'm not even hiding it.
Yep. I'll try to roll better. Caleb was throwing 9 dice at it at one point.
Yeah, and
Captain
that is
Facepalm strikes.
Horribly.
that is the one real serious thing that I have always thought is kind of the weakness of the game, because the more dice you roll, the more opportunity you have to do really well, but at the same time,
Yeah, sometimes you
Ugh.
roll no
Yeah,
successes and 4 ones.
yeah,
I still can't
exactly.
believe I still can't
All right.
believe that wasn't the roll that killed Caleb. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry.
All right. So, with one success, you can distinguish only the shade, whether it is pale or bright. With two successes, you can distinguish the main color of the subject's aura. With three, you can recognize the color patterns. With four, you may detect the subtle shifts. And with five, you can identify mixtures of color and pattern. Um, let's see. Looking at Vic, his aura is bright, equivalent to a mortal. Um, there is a a fleeting array of sparkles in the aura. Um, let's see. There is a bit of gold highlights. Let's see. Gold, yellow. Let's see. But the predominant color is light blue. But the one thing that you can tell is that there would be, if he were lying, there would be a distinctive shift as he works to convince you of something. And you don't see that here. Instead, what you see is the aura of someone who is calm, somewhat spiritual, and generally kind of idealistic. In some ways, looking at his aura reminds you of looking at Kurt's.
Hmm. So, are you actually a vampire, Vic?
I was embraced in 1926. I am a century old.
How does one get a bright aura like a mortal?
Trade secret.
Fairy blooded?
No, although I seem to recall there was a novel series in the late 90s, early 2000s that talked about what happens when a vampire embraces a fae. But no, no, not that I know of.
Hmm.
Um, no, that's your friend your friend Stewart and his ability to vanish from plain sight. It's uh it's related to that. It just takes a level of mastery that most neonates and ancillae do not approach.
Hmm. Interesting. So, wow, let's just cut to it. Are you here to stake me? I got into a fight moments after being told you told us not to fight. So, is this it? Should I say goodbye to Ron? Can I make a couple phone calls first? I won't fight you, Vic. I couldn't possibly win.
Honestly, just in the time I've been in the city, I've seen enough out of you that I've actually got hope for you moving forward that you might actually be worth saving. The fact that you mourned the loss of a friend puts you in the rarest percentile of vampires. And I really don't want to remove you from this life unless you want me to.
Well, I'm not going to choose that way out. If I wanted to go that bad, I'd step out in the sun. But trouble just seems to have a way of following me.
You know, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not allowed to travel across Russia anymore or Eastern Europe. So I feel that. I do. Um the the Gangrel clan is able to come and go pretty much freely wherever we like. And yeah, no, there's some places it's just not worth it. Because yeah, it doesn't matter where I go. Some places trouble just finds me. I feel that to the tips of my toenails. But he turns to Ron. I'm actually more here to see you tonight than I am Merrick.
Well, how can I help you?
It's about your nephew.
So Ron was relieved when he told Merrick there was hope for Merrick. He was a bit bemused when the guy said, I'm here for you. And then when he says, I'm here about your nephew, his demeanor instantly changes. Very serious. What about him?
I think that there is an opportunity. Our kind and the Lupines, under the absolute best of circumstances, are really just barely capable of coexisting in the same space. Being able to interact with one another without violence or hard feelings is almost unheard of. I have worked hard to develop some contacts in their community across the western United States. I've done a few favors, and frankly, I've pissed off a few people that I would rather not have in order to get that far. But you've got something that, as far as I know, no living kindred has. You have a mortal family member who has become one of them. I think, if you're careful, if you play your cards right, you might be in a position to, say, not necessarily win friends among them, but possibly be able to push back the hostility. Does that make any sense? What you
It
did
does.
to what you and Kurt did to save your sister and your other nephew is a huge deal for their people. their family members are sacred to them. And putting yourselves at risk to protect them might just have gone a long way to earning a little bit of grace for the kindred of this city. Now, that's not to say that we don't have some issues that we're going to have to work out. I know I said when I got here, when I was talking to you, and Caleb in particular, that I was not here to act as a kingmaker or to solve the city's problems. I'm just here to keep the masquerade safe. That's still true. But I think, with a couple of nudges in the right direction, I think you might very well be in position to play kingmaker.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, I said my piece. I didn't come
Before you
here
go,
to... Hmm.
have you seen the prince?
Only once since I arrived. He's been, kind of distressingly difficult to get a hold of. All of my contact with him the last 3 weeks has been through the sheriff.
3 weeks ago.
I am beginning to wonder if Alonzo is actually still in the city. Because I've been looking for him. I need to talk to him. But I don't want to go through his flunkies to get there.
Hey, Count's pretty cool. He's a Bruja.
Come on, man. Seriously? You can't look at Count, talk to him for 5 minutes, and realize that he's bloodbound and dominated until he can't even think for himself?
I mean, it's obvious, but he's Bruja.
Why?
Best clan, man.
You know, you say that now. It's fine.
Across the city, Kurt doesn't know why he has a headache.
He does. Of course, he knows why his head hurts. He just facepalmed himself into the middle of next week.
He just doesn't know why he facepalmed. It was
He
just,
just doesn't
what
know
the
why.
hell?
It's like, what was that? What kind of reflex is that? Uh, there are, well, I'm sure you gentlemen are as aware as I of the landscape in this city. After Alonzo's purge of the Toreador clan, you effectively have him and Ian at the very top of the food chain, with Ian apparently devoted now to seeing to it that Alonzo is exterminated. As near as I can tell, the Sabbat is here for Alonzo. The city itself probably wouldn't have attracted their attention if he hadn't popped up on the radar. It's too far north into Camarilla territory, and it's not a large enough city to support a large number of them.
You know, Ron would make a great prince, so why don't we just tell the Sabbat they can have him?
Well, Ron is a little too short in the britches to really make a good prince,
Now, here's the thing.
but he might grow into the job in a few centuries.
I've read the rules, and it's not like the president. There's no age rule.
That's true. But in order to be a prince, you have to first want the job. Ron?
Yeah, Ron kind of agrees more along the lines of maybe this is something he grows into in a couple centuries, but now, no.
Second, you have to have the muscle to
He's got
take the
me.
job and keep
Yeah,
it.
say as Merrick, but how long does it take before Ron says, "Okay, I got to keep Merrick loyal," and tries to dominate him or something, right? It's a slippery slope. I'm not saying we won't ever go down it, but it is a slippery
Yeah.
slope.
Does Ron
No.
say that in front of Merrick out loud?
It's fair.
Yeah,
I think he did. It sounded like it
yeah.
was an in-character
This
statement.
is this is one of those things where it's like I think Ron and Merrick can be honest with each other about something like this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
You know
mean,
what
you
what
can't
the
bind,
deal
you
is?
can't
Aw.
blood bind me, so you'd have to dominate me.
I'd keep that quiet if I were you, sir. That's the kind of
And
news that you don't want getting around.
Oh,
it's just something that Ron doesn't want to do and doesn't want to have to make the choice of doing. So, you know, and that's just one reason he wouldn't want to have to be the prince.
But he's also poorly suited to it. He's too
I
young,
would
he's
agree
too
with that as well.
inexperienced.
Yeah, I think so. I think he needs to learn more about who he is and who his people are before he's ready for something like that.
and not just, well, I don't know, but have you seen Denver lately? What has experience gotten us?
Well,
A prince off by a
It's not
bunch of
for nothing, though.
neonates, and
A smarter
this.
prince would have been able to quell all this. A more experienced prince may have seen this coming.
But Ron, that's
yep.
why you make a perfect prince. All you got to do is look at where I'm hanging out, and you know where the trouble's gonna be.
Well, you may not be wrong there.
As I say, there definitely will be finding one spot of trouble, that's for sure.
But the city currently has Karina, Constantine, Count, for all of
No,
his
no, and
dubious
no.
value,
Kurt.
and Earl. Oh, and Kurt. The five of them, regardless of Kurt's personal belief system,
We
um,
just gotta we just gotta convince him that he's not Kurt Cobain, and he's actually uh, King George.
I am not sure how you fell down that rabbit hole, but
I
I'm fascinated by the idea. I encourage you to work on it. But any one of the five of them would have the personal power, the accrued respect, and the necessary gravitas to convert this city back into a relatively calm and relatively stable Camarilla encampment.
So
If
there was a city in Oklahoma that I did a tour in when Ramon was still around, and they had a Nosferatu prince that I met. But other than that, I haven't heard of many of them. And for some reason, Caleb said he was always saying how anybody would be an idiot to let a Tremere be a prince. I don't know why, but
well, be that as it is,
Count, I
these
could get behind some Bruja.
you might be ahead to go with Earl. I think he'd be a steadier hand.
No offense, Ron, but the Venture are a little full of themselves. Let's be honest.
I've dealt with Earl repeatedly since I've been in the city. He seems to be
Me too.
pretty.
He's not a typical Ventrue.
You may feel that the Venture are full of themselves, Merrick, but I could easily reflect that upon you.
Ooh,
No, I know I'm
fighting
fallible.
words.
There's a reason why I haven't said Merrick for Prince. which shows growth because a couple months ago.
Hey, I've joked before and
The
I'll joke again.
Ventrue
But if you want to
are
talk
a
Character
Merrick
is
lot
for
more
racist
subtle
Baron,
in
and
their
manipulative.
ways.
Well,
we can
But you wouldn't
discuss
understand
Merrick
that,
as
Merrick.
Baron, but not Prince.
um,
I'm
I'm
joking.
afraid that would be a step too far.
I said I was joking. That
That's
that
good.
that
That's
that
good.
ideology died with Ramon.
Yeah. The the Anarch movement is, well, honestly, the Anarch movement today is the remnant of the faction that founded the Camarilla, at least spiritually. As crazy as that might sound.
No, it doesn't sound that crazy. I just think that a bunch of self-serving, arrogant pricks got in charge of it. That's all.
Pretty much. Same thing eventually happened with the Camarilla. Although, being honest, it happened with the Camarilla significantly sooner. So here's what I propose, gentlemen. I want you to focus your efforts on setting up the celebrity death match of a lifetime. I am going to do something, well, silly, but satisfying. I am going to attempt to stabilize the masquerade in this region, which is my mandate, but I am going to do so by stretching my instructions. You and yours concentrate on cleaning house. Ian wants Alonzo's throat. Help him find him. Get that sorted out. There is a strong possibility that with Alonzo dead, Ian may forget what actually brought him here in the first place and simply drift away like mist in the morning sun. But the city will not stabilize, and the masquerade will not be safe while this conflict with the Sabbat is ongoing. So no, Mr. Jasper, I am not going to stake you. I am not going to take your head. I am going to attend to my knitting, as it were. I will deal with the Sabbat in this city.
How do you suppose we lure out a vampire centuries older than us? Far more powerful, far more experienced, and doesn't want to be found. Oh, and by the way, he's from a clan that can literally manipulate the darkness and shadows.
Oh, can I say it?
Go on, say it.
Isn't it obvious? There's one thing he can't ignore. One way to make it damn sure you can get him somewhere. And we've all been thinking it's gonna happen for a while. I think it's time for the reign of Prince Merrick.
The one thing that no sitting prince can tolerate.
You know what?
Oh.
This plan is so dumb that I think I would agree to it.
A declared rival. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for tonight. Thank you all at home for tuning in. Gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed. When Mike comes back to this, he is going to shit himself.
I get to tell him.
No, we're going to make him watch the stream.
Oh, that's even better.
Ron, take out your
I
phone.
may
Call court
All
at
right.
the red note.
At the red note.
That's where
We
we're
should
leaving off. Sheriff Ron?
Oh, God, this is going to be so good. So, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thanks for being here for the silliness. It has been a slice.
We're going to jump
Hell
on here
yeah.
and do
Thanks,
experience.
everybody.